Dunkirk is directed by Christopher Nolan, and I got to see this film a little later because I'm actually visiting family back in India. I'm not in New York at the moment. So I saw this movie this morning, and hoo boy. So Dunkirk is the true story of 400,000 men who are trapped on this island and with no way out. Their home is 26 miles away, and the Germans are constantly attacking and bombing them, and they are trying to look for any ways of getting off the island and getting to a shore. And this movie is about all the survival attempts that are made by all the people involved in somehow trying to get out of an impossible situation, and these people are just hoping for a miracle to happen at this point. Christopher Nolan usually makes films that are more fiction based, or they are his own ideas, or they're adaptations like the Dark Knight trilogy. This is the first time he's ever made a non-fiction historical war movie. And it's easy to go into this film expecting a war movie. You know, like a movie where there's battles happening and there's certain characters in there, and after a while you have to root for certain characters to make it out of a situation because things are going wrong around them. This movie is not like that. This is a very unconventional movie, and I'm not going to really go into why that is because I don't want to spoil it, but this movie does execute this particular situation in a way that I have not quite seen before in a war movie. And what I love about this movie a lot is that despite the fact that it's a subject that could be handled in any way like a war movie does in previous movies such as Hacksaw Ridge or even Saving Private Ryan, this movie really tries to make you feel like you're in the center of everything that's happening. So you're not just seeing the character going through hardships or characters going through hardships. You feel like you're going through the hardship with the characters, which is why the film makes an interesting choice of not having a central character in this movie, which I can see being a flaw for some people. You don't have any particular character to root for. There's never a scene where Fionn Whitehead's character, who is, by the way, excellent in this movie, there's never a point where he looks at the screen or he's looking towards another character and saying, hey, my name is so-and-so, I'm from here, and I've done this, and I've done this. That never happens in this movie. There's never a point where Harry Styles' character explains, like, I'm from here, and this is who I am, and this is what I've done. These characters are in this situation, and so you are having to experience things as is happening around them, and with that basic knowledge that all these people are trying to do is to survive, and that they're gonna make decisions at this point that even if you don't know who they are, you connect with the fact that these people are trying to make it out of this situation. The direction here is masterful. Christopher Nolan is such an excellent director, and in this film, this is a very intense movie. This film really is the epitome of an intense film. This is easily one of the most nail-biting films I've ever seen in my life. You are constantly looking at the screen wondering what's gonna happen. You can go into this film knowing exactly how it went down in history, but the movie is done in a way that it makes you feel like there's nothing you can expect to happen. Everything is going to happen as is being commanded by Christopher Nolan in this case. This is also a movie that relies heavily on score, because there's a lot of moments in this film where there's not a lot of dialogue. A lot of moments go by where characters barely say anything. It's not until a certain while later that you start to hear a little more dialogue. But this is a film that is more about the sound editing and the sound mixing and the score. And Hans Zimmer has arguably composed the best score he's done in years. His music in this film is very suspenseful, it's very intense, it really fits the tone of the film. And it does a really good job of putting you into the setting of the scene, making you feel very uncomfortable at times and making you feel like things may not go very well always at every moment for any character which is involved. And just like all the other Christopher Nolan movies, this film is visually stunning. It looks magnificent. The cinematographer Hoyte van Hoytema, who also did Interstellar, this film really utilizes his skill, and some of the sequences, especially the flight sequences with Tom Hardy, who by the way is also really good in this movie, the scenes with him where he's in the plane and there are other German planes which are coming in and attacking people on Dunkirk, those scenes are some of the best dogfights I have seen in cinema. They are beautifully handled. In fact, they may be the best flight sequences I've ever seen. Very well edited too. This is a film that really requires good editing, because if it's not edited well, if anything feels out of place in this movie, if anything was out of place in this movie, the whole movie would have tanked. It's a very precocious film. Because in the end, Dunkirk is a very well directed film. It's a very well written film, very well acted film, very well edited film, very beautiful looking, very well sounding movie. It honestly does everything that I wanted it to do and more, because when you go into this film, expectations, they're very quickly subverted, because just like every film, Christopher Nolan has a way to get you in with a surprise and really blow your mind with some of the possibilities of his storytelling. And I like what he's done with this movie. I think this is his masterpiece, arguably his best film to date. Dunkirk was a wonderful time at the film. I absolutely loved this movie. Is it my favorite movie of the year? I know I just said War for the Planet of the Apes was my favorite movie of the year last week. And the thing about movies right now is that we're getting so many good movies. It's a great time to be alive. So if I'm saying that Dunkirk is my new favorite movie of the year just 1 week after I said War for the Planet of the Apes was my favorite movie of the year, I have no idea what else to say. I'm gonna give Dunkirk a 10 out of 10. So guys, Dunkirk, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know. Do you think it's as brilliant as I said it was? Or do you think it's not as brilliant? Let me know. Also, I just want to let you guys know I'm going to be out for the next week and a half, so you're not going to get any reviews right now. So I'm going to get back on the 30th, and I'll review Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. And you'll get that review a bit late, but I will do it nonetheless. You guys are the best. Thank you so much as always for watching. If you like this, please subscribe, and I will see you guys later.